There we go.
Oh, did it
You
like
want it up? Okay, that's weird.
You good?
We're live. Hold on, rotate again. What does it mean, rotate?
I don't know, my friend. Say hi to the people on here.
Hi,
We're
what's
live.
going on? It's iPhones. There we go. Should be okay. I don't know what's going on with an iPhone. I might have to turn it this way a little bit. There we go. Perfect. We're good.
All right, we're giving it a
We got
whirl.
everybody. We got everybody.
I don't know. You might be sideways though. We might be sideways on yours.
It's okay. We'll just turn
Hey
it.
guys,
This side was figured out.
it's technology right here, the technology gurus. It's Ted with the Ted Show. Happy Thursday again, July 19th. I am with my friend Johnathan Mason. Hey Trisha, give us a thumbs up. Let us know, Deborah, let us know you can hear us or see us. Give us some hearts. Show Johnathan some love. I'm gonna get messed up on that the whole time. But I'm excited to have you on the show, brother.
I appreciate it. It's about time. We
worked
out the timing.
We worked out the timing. We got in here. We're trying to set up. Everything's good, and even his phone, like you're going sideways. I know that's what they're saying.
All right, I'll turn this for
All right, so
we'll give it sideways. Here we go.
don't knock over.
I'll be good. Careful. Careful. We've done this before once or twice. Hold on.
Here it comes. So,
Boom.
Johnathan has, and if you read his bio, I don't know if you got to read all of it. Maybe went to his website, but you've got a checkered past. I don't know what we're going to call it. You're not one of those boring financial people. Nothing against financial people. I am one, and have been one in a past life or two. So anyway, welcome to the show.
Thanks. I think we're good
All right,
now.
so we're good now. We got
All
everything
right.
going on. Everybody's here. So give us a little history on you. Did we get thumbs up? Can you guys hear us? Did we hear us and see us? I should have been paying attention.
I got a thumbs
Lori
up
Rivers
there.
on. All right. So,
Awesome.
hey Lori. Oh, Marita's on. Lots of good people. Sean Roberts. So give us a little background on you. And if you skip anything that I think you shouldn't skip, I'm going to call you out on it. So tell us where you're from. Give us your background. People like to know about Johnathan Mason.
Awesome. Well, first of all, I love this jacket.
Thank you, buddy.
So we had a little fashion walk-off earlier. You guys missed it. He won, obviously, so I got to step up my game a little bit. But I was born in New York, grew up in South Florida, and played soccer at JU, Jackson University, a private school in Jacksonville. Had a couple knee surgeries, had to end the career early.
Sounds normal for soccer.
Yeah, it happens. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm not much of a 9-to-5 guy. I don't think either of us are 9-to-5 cubicle kind of
Anybody who
guys.
knows me knows there's no
No,
9
not
to
even
5 here.
close. And didn't know what I wanted to do. So I found myself back into my original profession. I started when I was 15. Stopped in college, got back into it after school. I was a breakdancer, MC. I did.
So you're going to go there, so I don't have to ask.
He's going to call me
That's
out. I did bar mitzvahs, weddings, corporate events,
All right,
sweet
so
16s,
how do you,
quinces.
I mean, I've got to ask, and I'm asking this in the kindest way, even though I've got a big smile on my face. How do you get so good that you can perform? Like breakdancing, that was before you were born, as far as I was concerned. Like that was like mid '80s, right? You're not old enough to be mid '80s, a teenager then. So how did you get into that? Was it something all your friends did where you were growing up, or?
So besides Darren's dance grooves, remember Darren's dance grooves? He used to choreograph for Britney.
Yes.
So I was actually blackmailed.
You were blackmailed?
I was blackmailed by my mom.
By your mom?
By my mom. I know, weird story.
This
so
is great. All right.
I'm at
Here we
summer
go,
camp. I
kids.
went to Pinecrest Summer Camp in South Florida, and I saw this kid start doing a dance move. I said, "That's pretty weird," and I started doing it too. So I go home later that night, and MC Hammer's playing, and then Vanilla Ice is
Late
playing.
80s.
You know, all right. This is 90s now, by the way.
Oh God,
So,
I'm sorry.
Actually,
I'm
is it
dating
90s?
myself.
Late 80s, 90s, yeah, somewhere in there. So the music starts playing, and I start doing my dancing, and my parents walk in, my brother walks in, he's like, what is the kid doing? And I started dancing. So I started picking up the moves.
Started
and then,
dancing, people,
Right.
to hear him.
and then what happened is my soccer coach had a game that he was playing that we were supposed to go watch. My mom would not let me go to the game because I was only 15. Okay, so I wasn't allowed to go to the games. I can't drive yet. She says, I'm not taking you unless you call this guy who owns a company that does entertainment for weddings. Call him and see if they're hiring dancers. Fine, pick up the phone. I ask, are you hiring? He says, Johnny, of course we're hiring. Come on over.
Oh, we got a
So-
Johnny there. That's
Yeah,
good.
so my mom kind of gave me a little bit of a push saying, call this guy, get a little uncomfortable. And then 2 weeks later, I did my first wedding. I was 15 years old performing at weddings.
So, but how did you know that you could do it? You just picked it up. Did you did you know that you naturally could dance? Like, how does somebody decide? All right, I think I'm going to try break dancing.
Very simple. If you can move your left foot and your right foot without falling over, you can dance. It's pretty much that simple.
That cuts me right out of there. But how do you make a career, an early career? You made money at 15. That's pretty cool. So you're doing something you love. You're not having to work at a fast food place. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but You get to play bar mitzvah. How long did that career last?
Well-
Were you named what? Johnny what?
Well, Johnny Mason the Place. That's where.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Johnny Mason the Place. That's where the whole nicknames from the entertainment world
Loving it.
came from, and that's where it transitioned into and transferred over to the financial world. But
Johnny
you mentioned something. See, the biggest thing about people is that we're passionate,
Yes.
and we have to do what we feel passionate about. A lot of us get stuck in a career
Agreed.
because either we feel forced that we have to do it. It's the pressure of society, whatever it is. And then 20, 30 years later, we're not happy where we're at, and we're always looking for things to get into.
That's true.
So one thing that I've been passionate about besides finance, and I didn't even know I was passionate about this. I went through a transition and something happened, but I've always been in the entertainment world. I've always been an athlete, I've been a competitor, and I realized that on the weekends, while I'm still in high school, they'll pay me, $50, $100, $200 to go do a party. So I started making some money doing that kind of stuff. And then outside of college, I had no intention of getting back into it. It's just the fact that I was at LA Fitness and a buddy of mine was teaching a hip hop aerobics class before Zumba. We created Zumba, we didn't capitalize on it. We missed it.
So past
we
my
missed
time,
it.
Before my time,
So,
after my time.
so we saw class going. I said, "What is this?" And he said, "Look, they're paying $300." I said, "Wait a second. I was getting paid $100. Now it's $300. Talking about cost of
Gone up,
living,
man.
inflation, right?" So I went out to an audition. There's a Gold's Gym in South Florida, Commercial Boulevard and Federal Highway. This is South Florida, folks. You know what I'm talking about. And there was about maybe 50, 60 people there, and did my thing. They said, "Okay, we like you. Put me on a party." Next thing you know, I'm working every Saturday, just making a couple $100. And then, as you move up in the company, when you become a dancer to an MC, lead MC, etc., you're making $500-$600 on a Saturday.
Nice.
Sometimes you do double parties and make $1,000. Sometimes if you go out of town, they'll pay you time and a half. So you might make $2,000 on a weekend.
Do you do it now? Do you ever break dance for people? No, I don't want you
I
to
know
do
where he's
it now.
going with this.
No,
Not
I will
happening.
not. I will not, because there's no way to get the cameras to focus on that. Maybe later. But do you do it now, like if somebody says, "Hey, Johnny, will you break dance for us?" After
No.
your knee surgeries,
Not
can you even
well,
do that?
What's funny is we had a company trip to Cancun last year.
Uh-oh.
And the same question came up. They said, "John, can you do it?" My mind says I can.
Of course.
My body says I can't.
It
I
happens
ended up
when you get
tearing,
old,
I
people.
ended up tearing my hamstring
No, did you really?
in the middle of a club in
Ouch,
Cancun,
ouch,
in front of 200 people.
Did you have to be wheeled out or taken out?
Yes, I had to have two of my
I'm not trying to
brokers,
laugh at you,
two of my
brother.
good friends of mine, carry me 3 flights of stairs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're not going to do that ever again, probably. You hope.
That's the
Unless
thing.
there's
I
a lot of
probably
tequila.
will. That's the worst part.
What did you say, John? Do you have to water that jacket? Exactly.
See, I'm.
I say it's like a mobile home 1970 carpet or drapes, but
It looks
it's
good.
very comfortable. You got to see it in person. All right, so breakdancing, that wasn't going to be your career forever. And how did you get into financial services?
So, you see the tagline, breakdance to finance. My degree is not in finance.
Breakdance.
Breakdance to finance.
What's your degree in?
International business.
Okay, that's good. At least you're in the same realm of something. I don't even know what international business means, but
Listen, degrees don't have the same power or pull they once
they
used to have.
do not.
And it is what it is.
I agree.
And the fact is, a lot of kids are coming out of school with a lot of pieces of paper and a lot of debt to go along with it.
True.
And the fact is, I didn't know what I wanted to do because we get random degrees in business. We get what does that mean?
I don't know. I have a finance degree.
Yeah.
What does that do?
Video technology.
HP Tech. I had an HP calculator.
So,
That's it.
when I got out of school, I had an international business degree. I still have no clue what I wanted to do. So I got into entertainment, did it for a while, and then when the recession hit, that's when I got a big wake-up call. So my dad's been a school teacher the last 40 plus years. My mom's done different things, real estate, this, that, and the other. And they called me over the house one day in the middle of 08, says, "John, we got to talk to you. What's going on?"
Oh wait, it was bad.
08 was the recession years, and in the second worst time in the history versus the Great Depression. So they said, "John, everything's okay." My parents have been married 47 years, so I'm not worried about a divorce. But it's more along the lines of, "Hey, John, all of our finances, our retirement, it's gone."
So many people had to go through that then, and nobody believed how bad it was.
Yeah,
And it just kept getting worse
Yeah.
and worse and worse.
And they're still recovering.
Well, and you know what? Let's talk about that for just a second before we get into your story.
Please.
I have a lot of people that say, when people come on the show, "Oh, you're doing so well, you're fantastic, it's wonderful. How did you come out of the recession that fast?" It's 10 years ago, folks. It still hurts everybody. I don't know anybody who isn't some way, shape, or form still touched by it a little bit, or still has that aching feeling when you think about those years.
Yeah.
And so don't beat yourself up if you're still going through it and trying to figure out how to get past it because it was devastating.
Well, they say about your past should be a springboard, not a hammock.
I like that.
So learn from your mistakes, learn from the past, see what you did wrong, what you could do, because you know in the economy it's going to keep doing this.
Of course.
So you know the time's coming.
It's
Just
coming.
prepare for it a little bit.
Right.
But
Well, nobody ever believed. We all should have known better. I feel like in some ways, but we're very trusting in our country. We forget a lot.
well, it's
So
casino theory.
tell
When,
me,
you, when,
casino
when you're playing blackjack, you know we were on a cruise. I took the family to Greece and Italy this a couple weeks ago.
I know. I saw the picture.
Right,
It's
it was a good
amazing.
time.
Beautiful.
I sent you the invite. You didn't get it.
I did not get that invite
So-
anywhere.
So we're playing blackjack, and I'm not a big gambler, and I've never played blackjack. I'm asking them for the rules, right? But what's happening is the one dealer was so funny. I've never laughed so hard for a full hour. We were in tears.
I love it.
Because you want to go over. You want to
Sure.
go over 21, so we go too many. And the dealer would go, how many? We'd all scream, too
Too
many!
many.
And it was hilarious. And what's happened is we're winning. Just like we think the markets keep going up. Next thing you know, you have 5, 6, 7 bad hands.
Yeah.
And you're like, now it's so we call it casino theory because you think you're never going to lose.
Right.
You think you're never going to lose, but how do you react? How do you respond when you are losing? How do you respond when things are not going your way? How do you respond when you get bad cards?
Right.
So,
Well, we forget. Like, for example, I'm in the mortgage business, which I should talk about more, and I'm trying. But I am starting to see some banks are putting out some of those scary products that they had that were certainly part of the catalyst to bring the whole damn country down in 2008. So watch out when you're out there. Try to remember the pain of 2006 or 2007, 8. It was crazy. Don't buy into that stuff. But we don't. We're a very forgiving, forgetful country, and sometimes that's good. We're optimistic in general as a country.
and that's your industry now too.
That is totally my industry
Yeah.
now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, but financial services, so international business, and then you go, all right, this is where I want to be after you have the conversation with your parents.
So even still, it was the fact that mom and dad made me aware that bad times can happen. Because even growing up, when parents would go through stuff, they keep it away from the kids.
Always.
And my uncle went through some stuff. My uncle lost, majority, over 30+% of his 401k, which is his
Wow.
stocks and mutual funds. There's no
Wow.
guaranteed income in that. My grandfather lost quite a bit of money, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, wait a second. Aren't they teaching us to get Social Security, pensions, 401ks, IRAs, mutual funds, stocks, real estate? Why was everybody hurting and struggling financially? And I realized that I went to school, I have a degree,
Right.
but no one ever sat me down and taught me about how money worked.
That's true.
So I wanted to learn. So I went from breakdancing into finance.
Finance.
And you've come from the industry too, so you know this game.
Man, I love it.
So I did some interviews with some big names, very credible companies. Got offered some positions. Didn't like certain things about it. Obviously, coming from the industry, you know that maybe you're captive to only offering one product or one service.
Correct.
There's quotas. There's minimums. They own your clientele. So if you
Yes.
miss your quota, get fired. They keep it all.
Yep.
If you want to do the franchise thing, you have to pay a 6-figure plus amount.
We'll do a whole show on franchises another time, but yeah.
So I just didn't find a fit. It was very, like I said, stale, pale, and male. That's our industry. Stale, pale, and male. It's typically, very
People
boring.
run from people. It's like attorneys, Justin Clark, if you're watching, morticians, used car salesmen, and life insurance people. If anything, financial services.
Yeah.
They want to run from you. That's the last thing you want to talk about. Or in the old days, networking.
Yeah.
If you gave your card out and had a financial services or life insurance on it, people are like, "Oh, real nice to meet you. I gotta go to the bathroom."
A lot of this.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of door knocking.
It was crazy.
But what's crazy is my brother was friends with our CEO, Patrick Bet-David. So my brother, Dean Mason's a big-time house DJ. If you follow house music, Officially Addicted, he's got good stuff.
Officially addicted.
He'll be in Orlando, actually, in a couple months.
Oh,
I'm
good. Give him a
excited about
shout
this,
out.
Right? Dino, let me know where. We'll do another TED Talk.
Oh, that would be fun.
Do a TED show here. So the fact is, my brother introduced me to our CEO. We hop on a call. He says, John, if you want to see what's going on, fly to LA, and we'll talk about it. So I fly to LA in a week's notice, literally 1 week.
Wow.
I paid for the flight. I paid for everything going in.
Nice.
And love what I saw. I loved the culture. I saw everything was different. I saw how they treat everybody. But what I loved was that I can do it part-time. See, if I worked at a different firm,
Right.
it's full-time, all or nothing, no salary.
Correct.
If I don't make, I'm screwed. So he said, listen, John, do your entertainment. Work with us part-time. We'll train you, get your license, go through the process.
That's awesome.
So this was back in 2009. And I went home to South Florida, got my licenses, went through the training. I was working at a Panera Bread and Starbucks.
Oh, is that what you
That's
recruited
where-
everyone?
that's where we started.
Panera, Starbucks, I
2
saw
claps
that.
and a hot bread.
See, I do read. You read.
Remember, they say at a Panera Bread, when hot bread comes out, what do they say? hot bread.
Yep.
So we started screaming hot bread, and just built it up. And now, going on 9 years later, I built up several offices for the company. I have a couple hundred agents around the firm. I'm soon to be 4-time equity partner in the company. So we're growing aggressively.
But how is it different? So talk about it because there's a lot of companies out there. I won't name them. I want to, but I won't.
Yeah.
That are recruiting. There's a heavy recruitment in anything to do with financial services, anything to do with money. It seems like there's a tremendous amount. Come in, we'll train you. You don't need a license. You don't need to know anything. You just have to have a pulse. Is what some of them kind of put out there.
Yeah.
How is PHP different?
So first off, you said you're familiar with what an FMO is, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so PHP is an FMO, meaning it's the field.
I know
marketing.
FML a lot better.
Right.
But FMO, I'm going. Sorry. It's been a long day.
More coffee. Coffee, table 2.
Yeah,
okay.
we all know this isn't coffee, so there you go.
I can't take him anywhere, I swear. So the FMO stands for Field Marketing Organization. So our platform allows us not to offer one company, one product. We have over 30 plus different insurance companies. That's number one. Number two, we own our book of business. I don't have a quota. I can't get fired. I'm a 1099 independent, but PHP provides me a platform where number one, I own my writing number, which you know about.
Okay? Yeah, I sure.
Two, we have an agency building model. So rather than working for just a company that you see over here, we're training our guys to learn the business, get trained in sales and product, etc., but run their own branches. That's why I see different branches for different offices trying to buy up. However, you don't need $100,000 or $200,000. You know what we're talking
life
about.
Savings.
Yeah, right. All right. He owns several of those, by the way. That's what we're talking.
I sure did.
You don't need that. We have a model and a support system for that. And right now we're also giving out equity. So imagine owning 1% of Allstate, or 0.06% of Allstate.
I had to say the A word.
I
don't know where you got that A word.
I don't know where you got it from. All right, well, here's a different number. You get the idea. Right now, we're still privately held. Their equity, we're actually giving an equity in the company. There's been several rounds. This past April, we gave out 48 rounds. 48 people got equity.
So you are in a big recruitment mode then.
Absolutely. I mean,
so what is somebody like if somebody's interested?
Mm-hmm.
I get asked about this a lot. So
Okay.
if somebody's interested in, I want to make a change in my career. I'm not happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
They come to you. Does it matter if they've got sales experience? Does it matter? I mean, you have to have a little bit of a personality. So just all those of you who I don't send over to Johnathan, I love you still. But so how do you define that? How do you get people, like if somebody's watching right now and saying, I've always wanted to be in financial services, what are you looking for?
So watch this. Here's a story for you. This makes some sense. When I was 18, I hurt my knee. Okay, again, right? Second time. And I needed a summer job before I went to college. And the best summer job is being a server in a restaurant. Fast cash, fun,
right.
Doing stuff, meeting people. So I went around to some of the big franchises in South Florida. I went to Chili's, I went to Fridays, went a few other names, and guess what? Sorry, no openings. You don't have any experience. We need you to get experience. And I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to get experience if no one wants to give me experience? I walk into Longhorn Steakhouse. This is a big shout out for Longhorn Steakhouse. I walk into the manager. I said, look, I have no sales experience. I have no serving experience. But I think I can figure this out. He says, John, the fact that you have no experience, you're hired.
I love that.
I said, why? He says, because without experience, guess what you don't have?
Baggage.
Bad habits.
Bad habits.
He says, we have the best training program in the industry. In fact, if you go through our training program, any restaurant you go into the rest of your career, they're going to ask you to train their staff.
Yeah.
He was right. I still remember today. You want to go to Longhorn? It's baked potato, sweet potato, French fries, coleslaw, green beans, ripe peel. I still remember the menu.
I love the bread, man.
Ah, the bread with the cinnamon and the butter.
Yeah, it's so good.
So the fact that they don't have experience, I enjoy that.
I agree.
As long as they're hungry to learn, because we have a sales training program to teach you what to do from your first day, your first week, your first month. Because I'm just a breakdancer, dude. But I figured this out because somebody trained me. The other part is a misconception about sales. So people think sales is pushy and being aggressive. That's called being the other A word.
Yeah.
Right? No one likes the other A word.
No one likes that.
Sales is about education and solving problems. That's what sales is. If you're thirsty, someone says, we'd like a beverage, that's a sale. If you're a bartender, that's a sale. If you're in personal training, you have to sell memberships.
He's right.
Everything's sales. It's a fact of don't be aggressive, abrasive, or pushy. Be educational. So we teach how to educate throughout the sales process. And it's just a fact of the hunger factor. People have to want to do something big because I think everybody wants to be something big.
They
But
do.
they've been told this throughout their lives that you need to have a degree or you don't come from here. No.
No, so that's the thing too. Like when I would hire people from my offices, I always preferred the people who had no insurance experience because then I could train them the way that I wanted to train them, and then they learn the way I wanted to, instead of them coming into the office with baggage, with attitude, with their experience, saying, "Oh no, we did it this way, Ted."
Yeah.
Well, you're not there anymore. You're here. So I actually preferred the same. I did the same methodology. I used to bring people in, get them licensed. They were 440 licensed.
Yeah, let me give you an idea. So, in Jacksonville, I have a buddy of mine, Tommy Clark. Okay, Tommy's, he got started in the early 20s, mid 20s. Just got married, has a beautiful daughter, lives up in Jacksonville. He came from the banking industry, processing mortgage. I'm not going to say the name, but see the building right across?
Yep.
He worked for that big company.
Wow.
If we turn the camera, you'll see it. All right, just don't chase me around.
Nice.
So he worked for the.
So much for subtlety. Here we go.
So he worked for a big company and doing process, making 50 plus a year. And he's like, "What the hell am I doing here?" And we got reconnected, and we started running. But he didn't have sales experience, doesn't have insurance experience, doesn't have even financial experience. We trained it from scratch. Now he's making 6 figures plus. He's an equity owner in the company, and he runs the Jacksonville branch. Also, Bianca Riss. Bianca Riss is a single mom. Came from medical sales. No experience in the financial world. Trained her. Now she's a broker working side by side with Tommy.
Because you trained her up. Because there's a training.
There's
program.
a training process.
Right.
Here in Orlando, Nick and Amber Paulson. Nick comes from real estate. Nick's been making a couple hundred a year in real estate. And he says, "Okay, let's talk about this." Because Nick and I talked about PHP 8 years ago.
Wow.
And I'll never forget it. 8 years ago. He's probably watching right now. And he says, "I'm going to stick with the real estate thing and Johnny do the insurance thing." We get reconnected. And what's funny is his wife's uncle is a big financial advisor in South Florida. Deals with high net worth clients. And we get reconnected at his parents' house when I'm doing a presentation. He says, "John, yeah, come here." He's testing me. He says, "John, my wife's uncle says that we need to get this type of policy. This is what the high net worth guys are doing. I want to hear about this." He said, "Do you know anything about this?" I said, "Oh yeah, that's this company. That's this specific product. I sold 3 of those yesterday."
Wow.
He says, I said, "Yeah, PHP is the #1 writer for that company the last 3 years." Huh?
Right.
So he's like, "Wait a second. So this guy does this and you do this? Okay, let's go."
I love it.
And now, a couple months later, he's actually partnered with me here in Altamont Springs. We just opened up a beautiful 4,500 square foot office.
Let's talk about your grand opening.
Yay!
Let's talk about your grand opening,
Yeah.
right? Because that was the original conversation. I'm like, you can't come on the show if you don't talk about you. So your grand opening. Let's talk about it.
So we're in Altamont Springs. We're opening up a beautiful 4,500 square foot office right behind Altamont Springs Mall, which means if you're having a bad day, just go retail therapy anytime, which is a good location. The grand opening is going to be July 26th, 7 p.m. at the office. We're going to have some food, some fun, some music. Mickey Mouse may or may not pop by. You heard Mickey and I become friends. So.
You become friends?
Mickey's a cool cat. He's got some big ears. He's always listening. So, but we're going to have a good time. I actually have someone coming in named Sheena Sapala. Sheena comes from Stryker Medical Sales. And within 3 years of working with PHP, she's cleared over $1 million a year.
Wow.
So there's money in insurance.
Brandon, I see you. Thanks for tuning in.
There you go, right?
We're almost finished, Brandon. I know you want to talk to me.
So, but Sheena's flying in to kind of give an overview about the company, who we are, what we do, what's going on. I have a lot of clients that are coming out, a lot of friends and family coming out, but also people that are looking at getting into the industry on a part-time basis, or maybe switch careers, or maybe they're with one of our competitors and want to look at the firm. They'll be there as well. We just brought on board the former CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield in Puerto Rico.
So are you inviting the entire TED Show audience, or do they need to reach out to you so that there aren't 400 people showing up?
No, we've had bigger. I'm just saying. So it's a fact of, guys, this is an open invite. It's a fact of we're trying to help the community, because there's 3 major problems that I see in our country, and I think you'll agree that. Number one, we have a savings issue. People don't know how to save money properly. And if they're saving it, they're not earning any interest, they're paying more in taxes, there's no financial game plan, they're winging their retirement.
Yep.
Hopefully I'll have something, because Social Security I don't think we're going to see. Pension, same, bye Felicia. And then we're relying on a 401. Yeah, you say we'd be direct, right?
I did.
Everyone says, I want to be like Felicia White. She's always going somewhere. So, world traveling.
All right, she is a world traveler.
Right? We have that. We have that issue. The fact is 401ks are not guaranteed anymore. Not guaranteed in general, so people are taking a hit. And then the second problem we have is debt. Because if you spend too much, you fall into debt. We got credit card issues, medical bill issues, and we have what? Student loan issues.
Student loans.
Well, we actually have relief programs for all 3.
Yeah,
and you just saw what happened. I just got an email from one of the guys.
Yeah, that's
awesome. So we just helped someone with some credit card debt. We've helped doctors that have $250,000 or more go from a $4,000 monthly payment at 8% to $160 a payment at 0% interest, because the interest is what kills people.
Interest kills.
So we can help. So we have programs and solutions for that. But the biggest challenge I see, we'll solve all of them, is income. People are always looking for a way to find more money. Meaning, would you rather save $300 a month or make $3,000 more?
want to make 3,000.
That's it. Everybody wants to find a way to make more money. And, you know, back in 1990, gas prices at 70 cents, the average income was
I was only
1,000.
2 or 3. So
Of course, right? We weren't born yet, right? So, you know, in now, 2018, you know, a combined income is 56,000, but gas is $3 and change.
Right.
So everyone's got a secondary income. So we went from wife stays home with the kids, husband works. Then it turned into husband works, wife works.
Right.
Now we're getting into where wife works, husband works part-time something else.
That's true.
And the next phase is going to be worse. It's going to be husband and wife both work and both work part-time somewhere.
Wow, who wants that? I don't want that life.
But it's happening now. That's what it's crazy because no company wants to pay you more when they know that everyone walking for the interview has the same master's degree that you have. They're going to pay you as little as possible, do as much as you can. And then you talk about I got a promotion at work. Realistically, call it like it is. You got a title change.
Yeah.
You didn't get a lot more
you
money.
probably already had that.
So
you were probably already doing the work. And somebody finally gave you
but
the title.
that's the thing that we got to fight against. Like that's what gets under my skin.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. Like no, the fact that the only person that's ever going to pay you what you're worth is you.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
So we created a way saying, look, you want to get a secondary income the way that I started. I was doing bar mitzvahs and at weddings, that kind of stuff. I got into finance part-time and I started building it up, made a lot of mistakes. Every mistake, I think I invented mistakes. It was that bad.
We all did, my friend.
Crazy.
All of us.
And I just stuck with it. I didn't quit. You know, I got the negative in one year, I got the positive in one, and then I made up my mind in the middle. And I started building it up. Then I went full-time and I built it up. And the fact is, a lot of people are looking for that secondary.
They are.
Someone to make $2,000 a month extra, someone to make $30,000 a week extra.
Right.
Everyone's got different ambitions. So what are the real choices out there? I say, look, why don't you look at the insurance industry? It's extremely lucrative. It's extremely fun. We have a freaking blast. Our CEO, Patrick, is the keynote speaker at Insurance News Net, which is the number one. You know how big Insurance News Net is.
It's huge.
Number one, Tom Hegner's going to be there. Grant Cardone's going to be there.
Nice.
He's the keynote speaker, and he's training on disrupting the industry.
I love that. Well, I think, but your passion comes across. Like, I think that people do have a perception that anything financial services, anything related to money, is not only scary but boring.
Yep.
And so you're creating an environment, or you have created an environment where it's exciting because you're excited about it. If you're excited about it, then that gets the people who want to come in excited as well. And you can't fake this. This is how Johnathan is all the time. So this isn't just for the show. I mean, obviously break dance to finance or whatever we're saying.
You see what he showed the inside?
Oh yeah, the music, right? He's gonna break dance for me later. All right, so we're gonna share. See how fast it goes? Like we're already past it.
I know. We're good.
So I'm gonna share all of Jonathan's contact information, which I put earlier on there, but we'll share it later.
Can I give the address real quick?
Please do. Yes.
So guys, Thursday, July 26th at 7 p.m. Come dressed to impress, have some fun. The address is 498. I'll obviously hear it again, but 498 Palm Springs Drive. We're in Suite 200, Altamont Springs, 32701.
Very nice.
We'll have a good time. It's right behind the mall. We took over the old bank.
Nice.
Kinda
Oh
cool.
yeah, I know where that is.
So we still got the old safes in there. It's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
All right. Any parting words of wisdom for them? Anything you want to share?
Here's what I will say, guys. Look, if you have a goal, go after it. You know, the best decision you'll ever make is making a decision. And the most dangerous person in business is someone with a clear mind. That's what I'll say.
Nice. All right. Which is why I'm not dangerous in business. Not happening. All right. I appreciate you, man, so much.
Likewise,
Thank
absolutely.
You, brother. I appreciate it.
So.
Thanks for tuning in. Brandon, I promise I'm not working part-time if you're still watching. Love you guys. And so we're gonna hit these two buttons.
Yep.
But thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow we have Freedom Friday, and I have Sahar Irwin on. So that'll be a great show. She's amazing. But I've got a lot to talk about on Freedom Friday tomorrow. So thanks for coming on. Reach out to him. Go to the party.
John made some money. There you go. It's a party.
We love you guys.
See you guys. We're still here.